Welcome to the Lowly Servant channel. This is the new series about how we can better understand the Word of God. The ideas are easy to follow and adapted to our own lives. We are going to reflect on today's Gospel. Let's have a listen. In the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 18, verses 21 to 35, we hear the parable of the unforgiving servant. The story begins with Peter asking Jesus how many times he should forgive someone who sins against him, suggesting 7 times as a generous amount. But Jesus responds by saying, not 7 times, but 77 times. In other words, we are called to forgive others indefinitely. To illustrate this point, Jesus tells the story of a servant who owed an enormous debt to his king. The servant begs for mercy and the king, moved with compassion, forgives the entire debt. However, when that same servant encounters a fellow servant who owes him a much smaller debt, he refuses to forgive and has him thrown into prison. The king hears of this and is outraged, declaring that the unforgiving servant will be punished until he pays back the entire debt. This parable is a powerful reminder of the importance of forgiveness in our lives. It is easy to become angry and hold grudges against those who have wronged us, but Jesus calls us to a higher standard. We are called to forgive others as God has forgiven us, without limit or condition. Forgiveness is not always easy, especially when we feel hurt or wronged by someone. But holding on to anger and resentment only hurts ourselves in the end, leading to bitterness and a lack of peace. By forgiving others, we are able to let go of these negative emotions and move forward with compassion and understanding. The parable also reminds us of the seriousness of our own sins and the great mercy that God has shown us. If we are to receive God's forgiveness, we must also be willing to extend that same forgiveness to others. As we reflect on this passage, may we be reminded of the power of forgiveness and the importance of extending grace to others. May we be inspired to let go of anger and resentment, and to live our lives with love and compassion towards all those around us. And may we always be grateful for the great mercy that God has shown us, and strive to extend that same mercy to others.